Hi, my name's Marie. Welcome to day 5 of gutting projects. One per day for every day of the lockdown, so hopefully we can keep thinking of things to do. Today I'm going to show you how to do something to do in novelty pots that you might have lying around, little characters, and it doubles up as a propagation class on how to grow things from scratch. So what you need is a pair of secateurs, nice and clean. Just use a little bit of metho on them, that'll kill all the germs. Then some cutting powder or cutting gel or cutting liquid. It comes in all sorts of formats. I'm so used to using the talc, I'm going to stick with that. And what this does, it goes from maybe 20% strike to hopefully 100% strike. So it's like buying insurance, it makes things happen. So first we're going to pick a pot. Now pots come in all shapes and sizes, and a lot of the decor pots these days don't have holes in the bottom, which makes it really hard if you're well, for anyone really, but particularly for beginners, because how do you know how much water that you've got in the pot? If you can, drill a hole in the pot, and what we use is a diamond tip masonry bit for a drill, and I'll show you how to do that in a sec. Okay, so I think the easiest thing to do would be to set up some cuttings and then cluster them together in the pots to make a nice arrangement. So we're going to start with some low things for around the edges. Clean secateurs. I think that's a great collection. So let's start with that. I'm going to do little Humpty Dumpty or Mr. Men, or that's what he looks like to me. Here we're going to create a little hairstyle for him. First, again, we use our terracotta and tub potting mix that we've used on pretty much every other project. Just fill him up so that it's at least a centimetre off the top, just so that we can allow for our water to sit in. And you can see I'm pushing it fairly firm. That's because it's going to settle anyway, so you might as well settle it right in the beginning. Now to do cuttings, I always water the potting mix in first, never use a dry mix. So just happen to have some stuff here, some water, a bit of a drink. Making a mess while that's draining. I'm going to put the cutting powder in a little shot glass from the cafe. I'm going to make sure I don't mix that up with icing sugar when we open. Only joking. So cutting powder is a natural. It's a synthetic hormone that mimics the natural plant hormones. So it does deteriorate over time, so that's why it's really important that you keep it in the fridge. It does have an expiry date on the pack. It's generally a year from when you buy it, but if you keep it in the fridge, you could keep it longer than that. You'd probably double it. Still works. If you keep it out in the shed and it's getting to 40 degrees, it's not going to last the year. So if you've got a spot in the fridge, I'd do that. Okay. So here's our little man. Now we're going to make a bit of a hairstyle for him. I need my dibble. Excusez-moi. Fancy name for a stick. So I think in the center I'd like to have a taller hairstyle. So I've got this little succulent which looks a bit like a sharp aloe vera, or this one here. So first we dip him in the water, shake off the excess water, and then dip the cutting powder on there so that it sticks. Then the dibble is so that we can make a hole, and when we put the plant in, it's not pushing the cutting powder off. So I just squeeze it in there with my fingers. Now you've noticed I've stripped the bottom leaves just so I've got a nice stalk that can go in there. I see I didn't dip that first, you numbskull. That's better. Pop that in. It's looking pretty cute already. So to make it look great straight away, just keep loading it up with plants so that you can't see any of the soil. So I'm just looking at what looks best. I think we'll go for these purple blobs. All of these things are available online if you're keen to do a project and you don't have your own stuff at home. Cutting powder is available online. Yes, just make sure that there's no air gaps around the stem so the roots get a chance to go. A little bit of water, shake off the excess water. Coat about 1 centimetre of the stem in the powder. Make a hole with your dibble, sit it in the hole and squeeze. Yes, liking that. And I think just keeping it simple, we'll go with the blob all the way around. There we go, cute little project for today. So there's a whole heap of different pots we've got here. So I'm going to have a bit of a go. We've got, I'll just show you, by the way, this particular pot doesn't have a hole in it. So I'm going to just do a little demo on how to drill a hole in the bottom of the pot and what you use. I'm going to use this diamond blade drill piece. You know, I'm not very good at tools. But however, we're going to put a hole in the bottom of this. The way you do it is you start by making a ridge and then rolling it over and going, otherwise it's going to go and bust your pot. We don't want that. So I can always edit this out if it's not going to work. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's start again. No, I'm going to do it this way. Oh, whew. It's the first time I've done that. If that looks extremely difficult, just buy one with a hole in it. I'm glad that's over. No, it worked out well. So we've got a nice hole in the bottom and now we're ready to plant without any fear of drowning it in the future. Okay, that's all of them for now. So now it's time to give them a little water in. Just enough to wash the potting mix into all the crevices without washing too much of the cutting powder off. I hope you're enjoying our lockdown series of gardening projects and stay tuned for tomorrow for number 6. Number 6? Yeah, number 6. Sorry, this day, that day, someday, it'll be pretty much the same. But I hope everyone's doing well and we look forward to opening up and welcoming everyone back to the place again.